Greetings to you all. I am Tyra, Priestess Tyra, spiritual guide, and Coach Tyra, and your sister friend. And I am excited to talk to you all today, you beautiful, gorgeous goddesses. Just getting the conversation going about the spiritual aspirant initiation, because for me, helping women decide is this for them is important. And also want to help you decide if this is not for you. The spiritual aspirant initiation is something that is very near and dear to my heart because it is, in part, a process that I went through when I was a young woman. I had little children. I had been married for a while, but still, in my mid 30s, that's young. And it was truly an answer to a prayer. It was an answer to a prayer of spiritually I know what I like, I know what I want, but I don't quite have direction. And I would like a space where I can explore and figure out exactly who am I, who am I spiritually? And, one of the questions that are, I would call proverbial for me is why is God just he and not she? I don't need God to only be she. I was just trying to figure out why. Because I just always felt like there's a she, right? But it wasn't reflected in the religion of my childhood. Um, and so when I found this community attached to my godmother, um, it was truly an answer to my prayer because I just felt like when I came into um, we'll call these virtual ashrams. I did work with her in person too, don't get me wrong. She lives about 4 hours from me. But initially, back in the early 2000s, we had a lot of teleconferences. So, it was this energetic container that she had for us. And I just came alive. And so I have done my due diligence by going through my own initiations and helping. I don't know if it's hundreds of women who've gone through this, but it's probably getting close to a hundred women who have, in some way, gone through what is called the sacred feminine mysteries, some aspect of this process, and so I've done my part. I am an extension of my godmother. Her name is Oshinike. She's done her part. That's my teacher. That's the lineage that I am in. And so I've done my due diligence helping. I was her apprentice for 2 decades. um, and so now is my opportunity to continue to carry on this legacy in my own community here in the Goddess Body Mind Spirit community, the G Hive community, and to offer it to those who hear the call because the spiritual aspirant initiation is truly a call because it is something that actually requires you to lean in. You have to lean into yourself. You have to lean into your own spiritual practices. You have to be willing. So, one of the things I was thinking about before I got on is, I have designed it with women in mind who are very busy, who have a lot to do, who are actually powerhouses. And I've designed it for the women who feel lost and confused. This is for you. But in particular, even if you feel lost and confused, everyone has a lot to do. This is a world that just seems ultra busy all the time. And the spiritual aspirant initiation requires you to slow down just a little bit because we have to think about all this busyness and everything. How's it working for you? Well, how's it working for you? And lean in to what I call the divine feminine way, the goddess centered lifestyle. And this is the way of our ancient ancestors. I truly believe that it is not until women decide, I am going to do something different. And, in indigenous cultures, we call on the ancestors, the It's foundational to these indigenous cultures, these indigenous spiritual traditions. The ancestors are key. We call on you, ancestors, to show us what is it that we need to do. We cannot dismiss the ancient ones. For the ancient ones are the ones who have laid the foundation for on which we are standing right here, right now. How can we take their ways and toss them out? And how is that working for us in this world? The majority of us will say, it is not. It is not. This is why more and more women are becoming more emboldened to speak up and speak out and say, you're not going to silence me anymore. You're not going to tell me how to live my life. It is because we are realizing this system and just this lifestyle, the mindsets, the values, they're not working for us. And the main reason it's not working for us is, number one, the ancient ways have just been tossed out. Don't do that. That's barbaric. Ooh, poo-poo. No, we do not do that. Our people do not do that. Taboo. This is what has been told to us, sold to us about our ancestors. But it is the ancestors who walk with us day in and day out. It is the ancestors who have the answer because they came here before us. And what they did and how they lived, all we need to do is just take a few minutes to study and align ourselves, begin to model their behavior, and we will get the same results. But I want you to remember, we got to go a little further back. When God was a woman, when the goddess tradition was what reigned supreme, we got to go back, grab it, and bring it up here for us modern day women. This is what we must do, sisters. This is what we must do. The other thing, the other remedy, medicine, solution to this madness that we find ourselves in this hyper masculine society. This society is so masculine, even men cannot cry without being looked at as weak. There's a problem with a man showing any sign of weakness. This is insanity. So can you imagine those of us that are not born into a masculine body? Oh my goodness. Oh my goddess. How do we even survive living our feminine way, being more feminine? It is unacceptable in this culture. And so the remedy, the solution, the medicine is to go within you and figure out your way. One thing that I'm about is called self-religion. I don't care if you're a part of a religion. You can be part of a religion. I'm a part of an ancient African religion. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters to me is me and my soul. Me and understanding that the divine consciousness of the universe lives within me. And that is what I am to tap into. And that the more I live in alignment with my energy, I don't even care what the rest of the world thinks, because the only thing I'm going to do is that. It brings peace. It brings health. It brings balance. It brings the opportunity, because we're human. We didn't come here to live like there are zero problems in my life. That's not what it is. But it does make problems seem like, you know what? It's an opportunity. I can look at what's going on and it won't break me. I won't let it speak to me as if it's a reflection on me and I'm a bad person. Instead, this is an opportunity. I have tools. Even if I can't change something, I have tools to be able to hold myself until the hard times pass by. But the majority of us don't even have an opportunity to figure any of this out because we're caught up in this rush, hustle, hustle, hustle culture. The other thing that I recently released a video that said, we have good hearts. We are doing our due diligence with getting online and, watching even people like me. Now, y'all know I go all in with y'all. People say all the time, oh, short is the best. Okay. I don't feel like short is the best for me. I hate it when somebody is constantly giving me these little bites of spirituality, and that's all I'm doing. Just one little bite, one little bite, one little bite. At some point, it's time for me to go deeper. And so, but we'll get out there, we'll study, we'll do all of this. I've done it. And you just feel like, I don't know why I don't feel like I'm getting where I want to go. So I talked about the importance of having a community and having a teacher. We grow when we're with others. There's always going to be the practice where we are at home. When I'm in my life, guess what? I'm gonna have to live this thing, right? But it's so much easier when I have a community, and I can go to the community and say, I'm struggling today. And sometimes the communities that I'm a part of, whichever, area of life that is for, they don't have the answer. But just to have someone to say, I see you, I hear you, it is so, so helpful, right? So, you know, we want to make sure that we are creating places and spaces and putting ourselves in places and spaces like our ancient mothers did. That is what the spiritual aspirant initiation is all about. It's about going back and connecting ourselves. It's like totally immersing ourselves in the consciousness of the ancient way so that we can get ourselves hooked up to a system, a divine feminine system that will allow us to show up in this world and be healthy and prosperous, and just to be able to live our freaking lives how we want to live our lives on our term. And so the spiritual aspirant initiation doors are opening soon. They're basically open. You can't buy right now, but they're basically open. At some point, I'm going to start welcoming you all in. But for now, what I want to do is just share a little bit here and there will be lots of live streams for you all to engage with me. Um, and I want you to see this as, you can see the theme that I have is it's like we're going to be on a cruise. We're getting ready we're moored up to the dock, and the spiritual aspirant initiation is this beautiful, beautiful cruise ship. It is like the most beautiful cruise ship you have ever seen. And it is ready to take you on a journey back into the divine feminine ways, a journey back to connect with the ancient mothers of time memorial, and for you to initiate yourself into you. Initiate yourself into your own beautiful, divine, feminine nature. And I will be your guide. I have so many experiences that will allow you and afford you that opportunity. Number one, I'm good at holding people. So to be held, to be held, to be seen, to be heard, I want you to be curious. So many opportunities to be curious and be safe to ask questions, and work on some things that it's like, oh, I always wonder about this, but it would be great to have a teacher or a community that I can discuss this with and not feel like you know I look so weird or whatever. Another thing I pride myself on is being kind of sort of like the priestess for misfits. You just kind of feel like I don't really fit in anywhere. um, if you feel sort of like a misfit and you're proud of it, because I don't have a problem with being a misfit, this will be a good community because you can come in and ask whatever questions you want, and you won't be expected to conform to anything. Um, the only thing I desire for you all is to be able to stand in your power and to love yourself, and to have your own style of the goddess-centered lifestyle, because y'all know I'm practical, okay? I'm like, come on now, we got to have some steps, but you will have an opportunity to really cultivate that. There are lots of things that I will share with you But more than anything, I just want you to be aligned with you, the whole totality of you, to be to the point where you know that you are supported by a beautiful community of women, other priestesses, and the great mother herself, as well as the ancient mothers. And so I just ask you, are you ready to take this journey, sister? Are you ready to come on aboard the spiritual aspirant cruise ship? The journey will start soon. All I need you to do is sign on up, walk across that plank that brings you on board, and just commit that you're going to stick with me for the next 6 to 7 months. It'll be about 7 months. And when you come back and get off the ship, you're not going to be an initiate, because when you first come on, you're an initiate. When you get off, you'll be a spiritual aspirant. You will have all the rights and privileges of the spiritual aspirant. Which part of that is coming into when I start taking women through the priestess initiation. I said I had to do one more group of SAI before I start the priestess initiation. So after y'all, there will be a priestess initiation. All the other two groups, I was like, I don't know. There will be a priestess initiation. But more than anything, you're going to have all the rights and privileges of whatever you decide is best for your life. Okay. So thank you so much for watching this video today. And the last thing that I'm going to say is I am going to make it so that if you want to set up a one-to-one and ask me some questions, and just be sure, because the one thing I'm certain of is I don't want anyone coming in who has doubts. I'm not twisting your arm. I want you to hear the call. If you hear the call and you sign up and you feel nervous, that's good. That's fine. But if you're like, I'm not sure. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I have the time. Yep, it's not for you, right? Because this will be a priority, right? So maybe you need to ask some questions. And so I'm setting it up so that if you want to ask me to make sure that this is for you, that's fine. Or if you know, girl, this is for me, but I still want to just get get onto like a 15-minute call with you and have a chat. It's going to be Zoom. I'm saying call, but Zoom meeting. Then that is wonderful. I would love to talk to anyone who's interested. And yeah, I wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, I just heard from the ancient mothers. They're like, they're coming, they're coming, they're calling you. It's not me. I'm not calling you. I provide the ability for you to walk onto the cruise ship. I am the captain of the cruise ship driving it. But I don't call. It is the mothers. Do you hear the call? Are you ready to take this journey? And if so, in this email, you will see the ability to set up a time to meet with me. You can just put yourself on my calendar, use Calendly is what we're going to use, and set up a time and we'll talk. And let's see here. If you're watching this on YouTube, then I'm not putting the Calendly link in the description box. Oh, I know what I'll do. You can go to the all access page, and I will put it there where you can set up you can get on the schedule if you want to talk to me. If you know that you're ready, then just be ready when I open the doors up. Okay, when enrollment is actually open, you can just sign up. It's going to be so much fun too, y'all. We have fun in the spiritual aspirant initiation. So thank you all so much. Looking forward to whoever's going to go on the journey with me. All right. Peace and love, queens.